internal CSS, right? Remember I said we have three types of CSS. We have inline, internal, and external CSS. The first one was inline, which where you add your styling in between the open tag of the content, right? So the internal CSS, you add your styling on the head of the head, and this is closer of the head. The styling should be in between here. Okay, right. Okay. Now let me write on that thing here. Let me just write what should I use now? Let me use H3 any of the heading here. Right. Also I love coding. Let me just write anything. I love coding. With Giant Tech Academy, right? Academy. Okay. All right. This is just a content. This is an element, right? This one is an element now. Now, if I want to style this now using internal styling, which is called we have what attribute, right? Attribute. So when you say attribute, something like for example, as a human being, our attribute is like the cloth we wear, right? The cloth we wear, the name given to us. Now, if someone want to address us now, we'll address with your name. So the name is your attribute to you. If I want to address this line here, I have to give this a class or ID, right? Have a class and ID. Have attribute. Have different types of attributes, right? Have many of them. Have many of them. Many. So using ID and class, right? ID and class attribute. ID uses hash, right? Class uses dot, right? Dot. Now, if I want to give this, so let me copy this thing here. Let me copy this too. Let's copy it. Let me make it 2. Alright, let me just make it 2. Let me change this one to heading 2. Different. Let's have different one here. Alright, okay. Let's say I want to give this one a class now. Class. Right. First thing I'll do, I'll come here, spacebar, write my class. Then the class will have a name. That class should have a name. Name attached to it, name attached to it, a name attached to it, right? And a class must have a name. That name is the attribute. That means if you want to refer to this line here now, the name here is what you use to refer to them. Right, let's say that I want to call this line here name. Let me give it just, you can give it at any class name you want. You can give it any class name of your choice. Okay, let's say I want to give it lane. I want to call it name. I want to call it lane, right? That means if I say this lane I should have color red, that means everything here will have color red. Okay, everything here, this first one, right? Now I want to give this one ID, right? ID. I will say ID, right? So ID should have a name as well. What should I call this now? What should you call this? Let's call it tech, right? Now that means if I call this ID now, that means if I say tech, that means this line, everything here belongs to tech. Like your name, if someone call you gift or promise, that means someone is referring to you. Okay, that is the attribute. Now this class represent dots. Please note this very well. Dots. Why this one represent hash. Now I want to style this now using internal CSS. I'll come here. Alright, I'll come here. First thing I will do, I will write. I'll say style. I'll say style. Right. I'll press enter. So this part will go down here. Right. So what I want to do, I want to call this H3 now. H3. Right. I can say H3 to still work, but I want to use the class name. Remember I said this class dot represent class, right? Dot represent class. Okay, I will say dot lane. Alright, then to make sure they use the correct class name. Alright, also I want to give the color. Say color. Because I want to give it color red. Red color. Red. I think that changed color. Now, sorry, I didn't teach you guys this. This thing here is called curly braces. right? Curly braces. You want to bring out this now. First thing you do, you press shift. You press shift. Then on your keyboard, you have something like P. After the P, at the right hand side of P on your keyboard, press it. You press the first one there. But hold the shift key on your keyboard. Then press the key after P on your keyboard. Alright, so you have this now. Now when you press it, press enter in between so that this other part will go down. Then in between, then write this color on it now. Okay. Right, now the next one I want to do now, I will say that I want to give this the background color, right? Background color, I'll say B background color, right? I'll say that, let me say aqua. Let's see now, it has changed. Okay, now let's work on this other one here, right? This H2 under it now. So I'm done with this first one. Then I'll go down here under this because this first everything here represents this line. I want to work on this other line. I'll go down here now. I'll press enter. Then I'll call this tag. Remember this tag ID. We use hash to represent ID, right? Hash. Okay. Press hash. Then what the name tag. Then I'll bring up my curly braces. Press shift. Then press the right key after P. Right. Press enter. Then I want to give this color yellow. Right. Give me a color. Say yellow. Right. I can spell it out. Yellow. I see it has changed to yellow. I want to increase the font. Alright, the font width. Sorry, use the font size. I mean, size. Font size. Look at the font size. I mean, right? I can say the 50 pixel, right? To increase. Right, I can say 40, I can say 20 to reduce, right? Let's see it now. Okay, now this is how you write your internal CSS. You start it on the head section. Okay, alright. So the next one now, we'll talk about external CSS.